All right, so for the earliest beginners, the most commonly cited currently is the Bob books for learning early phonics and phonetics and getting a head start in reading. However, there's a very old program which is very good and very thorough and vetted, and it still works great. And the best part is you can find it at a garage sale for like $5. It's Hooked on Phonics. It's the old Hooked on Phonics that everyone remembers. So the packages typically came in a box, and you would get like a calendar, a chart, and other stuff. Really, what you need is the workbooks and the readers. They're going to come with a couple starter readers that are just like the Bob books. They're almost the exact same thing. It's like they took them and decided to make them their own. Oh my gosh, it's just like a Bob book, isn't it? So these are the Hooked on Phonics readers, and they are sequential, so they go in order. You get Hooked on Phonics workbooks, and they're gonna do. Abeka does this method as well. They're gonna do some blends and some word families. So sat, pat, rat, cat, at, substituting the initial sounds or the ending sounds. They're going to get examples here. Just like you see in the Bob books, you're going to get call outs of what you see in the readers to remind them of the story. Some of them had DVDs and things with them. I just don't think that's necessary. Stick to paper. Stick to the actual words. So this is put them together and you get an. And they use the apple to remind. Don't get hung up on this. Don't get hung up on this. Focus on the letters. An, 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 f, an, j, an, k, an. Say it with me. An, an, f, an, j, an, k, and so on and so forth. So you're going to get through several chapters doing these, and then when they reach their books, they have to pull them out in context. You know, they won't necessarily know which ones they're going to be doing. This is like a word ladder. This has a lot of the sight words that are, built in for call out. Now we're getting into pig, wig, on, dig, has, fig, big, is. And this is asking them for recall. Recall is very hard. We're totally demanding a lot from them. And you do want 100% accuracy. Do not allow them to make any sort of mistakes on accuracy at this stage ever. You would correct it immediately, say it's no big deal, we'll start again. If they get upset, you just sit, wait quietly, you say absolutely nothing, and you resume when you're ready. So you're going to go through this way. Now we're getting into some more like gamification. You can actually get a die, which we've done in my Learning to Read for Dyslexia, which is another great book. There's a lot of these game style pages. You can roll a die and move pieces along, and you just say them as you go. And that's how we do the lesson. These are really, really great programs. So this was their level 1 book, and then it goes all the way up. There's like a level 4 and 5, which I don't think is particularly helpful. At that point, the child should be in trade books. And really and truly, the child should be in trade books as early as possible. So this would be like grade 1-ish, the red workbook. They don't put grades on these. I think they do it as level 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. But this one now you're getting into the ly ending, the tch, and the ch digraph. Those are some advanced patterns. So now this is definitely first grade stuff. So now we're getting into the ings, the ers. There's actual cards that come with that you can go through. Which I can't find. They do give you these flip cards to give them, recall. Do flashcards. Flashcards are great. Kids like have fun with it. It's not like torture. It's really fun, actually, when they enjoy it. If they don't enjoy it, just wait and give them some snacks and then say, are you ready to try again? Now we've got ashes, matches. This is stuff that Charlie even would have difficulty with right now because she's still in that early first grade. But this is really good decoding practice. And they're going, this is all in that Lee family or S. And it gives them that practice for the ending sounds. Because early on, the readers are always going to be focused on the beginning sounds. and the vowels. They're even gonna, flub some of that stuff. But they can't forget to read all the letters. The endings denote like the tense of the verb, or if it's plural or singular, if it's, a noun or a verb. You need to pay attention to your endings. So I really like that they spent time in the backs of some of these books doing longer words that you have to get through the whole thing before you get to that ending that you think you know what's coming. Chilled, trimmed, grilled, quizzed, jogged. These are really, really, really great. So if you get through like level 1 hooked on phonics, or like Charlie, so she's doing like early grade 1 stuff. She's not yet an independent reader. We do guided reading with our I Can books, but this is what we do in the car, or if we're going to like Mimi's house. So these are the Leapfrog tag, also known as the Leapfrog Reader, and there are 5 boxes of these books. There's 5 boxes of them. You can get them on eBay or whatever. When you open your book, you see you've got a guide here. It's for the pen. So I don't know if you have the Leap Start programs or if you're familiar. So this one is, Leap got a pan. So she should be able to read this with accuracy. And if she's in the back seat of the car, I'm going to ask her to get the pen, read me the sentence, and then, the pen, you can set it either to the letter, the sound, or the word. So, for example, touch your Leap Reader book with your Leap Reader to begin playing. Sound. I'm going to do orange sound. I always want it on sound. I never ever want it on letter, because if the child doesn't know the letters, teach them that separately. That's not a reading skill. So this is Leap. And if she's looking at this strange EA that's highlighted, that's the book's way of indicating to you that, yes, this is a tricky spelling pattern. Eep. So the child might E. Okay, I just say E there. And it blends it together for her. So if she says, Leap, get a pan. And I say, okay, tell me if it's true. Leap got a pan. Ooh, Leap got a pan. Mom got a pot. So read that to me again. Leap got a pan. Do you see the got? This is doing what I would be doing next to her if I was there. So she can totally read these now. There's no big deal here on this particular one, but they do get harder. And when they get harder, she gets a little frustrated, and I say, just use your pen. Your pen is there. The trouble is you don't want to give them this and have them memorize the book. I want her to struggle a little and say, Leap, turn it on. And I would say, is that what it says? Leap turns it on. Okay, it doesn't say, it says turns. So if I go to the red, spell it. Touch a letter to hear it. Say it. Say it is the green. Leap. Turns. It. On. So she can check her work. This is actually, full word right now is actually a really good setting for her because she has most of her letter sound, correspondence, and all that is down. But there's certain words that she just gets really fatigued and she won't decode the entire thing. She gets tired. So hot. Hot. And then she goes, I was right. She gets all excited. Mom puts it in. Puts. And then if you're like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Oh, puts. Okay, puts, but that's the Leapfrog. There are about 60 books in the Learn to Read series from this series and from the old. And then there's a whole set of, 100 trade books that include everything from Disney to Nickelodeon. The Cars has a book, and some of them are interactive with games, just like the Leap Start, which we have the Leap Start 3D. I can show you that later. And those are going to be for more advanced. Like when she gets to a place where she's doing some independent reading, that's when we get out those books, because those are like actual books. They're hardcovers. They involve the princesses of Disney. Like they're not I can read books. They're actual storybooks. And by having the pen, it gives her the ability to work through. Now, something else I wanted to say really quick. These are also broken out by phonics pattern. So, for example, if she's having a hard time with long vowels, I can pull out, this is the short set, but I can pull out the long vowel books and say, you need to work on this one today, and you're going to do, whatever. I am kind of sad we didn't do more in the Bob Books workbook, because this is really great. I will shoot another quick video on the Abeka workbooks that I've been using and see if that's helpful. Thanks.